What's up, y'all? Brandon with BC Talks here. If you're new here, first off, welcome. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We talk all things fandom here. That includes comic books, movies and TV shows, Pokemon cards, anime, Funko Pops, pretty much all the standard geek stuff we talk about here on the channel. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe for all that content if you're interested. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know two things about me. One, I am a sweater, and I am sweating today. It is so hot today, it's ridiculous. We have the air on, I have a fan going, and I am still sweating out my skin. I'm like a black snowman. Today, I'm about to melt, and I am sweating through the shirt. I tried so hard not to sweat through the new Superman shirt I just got, but unfortunately, this shirt's going to be dark blue by the end of the video. I'm going to be looking like Henry Cavill at the end of the Justice League with the dark blue suit. But maybe I will, I'm keeping the mustache though. We're not going to CGI that out of the video. But the second thing you know about me, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, is that I am a procrastinator and I am really bad at holding on to comics that I bought and especially off of Whatnot and not making videos off them. And recently I went through my storage unit where I keep all my comics and found a box with some of those Whatnot comics that are at least a year old, probably older than that when I bought them. So I have some of those that we're going to go over in today's video. So we're going to do like a little mail call, like a year and a half long mail call. So it's going to be fun though, because it's going to be a little surprise for both you and me, because I definitely do not remember what is in these. So we're both going to be learning about these comics today. And then I also found a couple of the mystery packs that they sell at Ollie's that I got a while back. They're not really mystery packs because you can see what's on the back and the front of the pack. But in the middle, like the meat of the sandwich, you can see the bread, but not the meat. So it's a kind of a mystery what's in the middle. So we'll go over those as well. So yeah, a nice little surprise for you and I in today's video. So let's get into the mail call. Speaking of Whatnot, I always forget lately, or I've been forgetting lately, to let y'all know that I am a Whatnot seller and I have a store on Whatnot. And if you use my link down in the description, it will take you to that store and also give you a sign up link to where if it's your first time signing up, like you're a new sign up, you'll save $10 off your first purchase with that new account. And if you're not familiar with Whatnot, it's basically an online bidding platform where you can put in bids and win different collectible items. I use it for comic books, obviously, but you can use it for Pokemon cards. Some people collect shoes, antiques, plushies, pretty much anything you can collect, you can find on there. People sell it. And I do have a Whatnot store as well, where I put up different comic books. There are some comic books on there. I've been sitting there for a while because I always forget to remind y'all that I am a Whatnot seller. And I think here I'm going to be starting to put some more comic books up there that aren't going into my personal collection. I usually let y'all know I'm probably going to sell this comic. When I pick up a bunch of comics, I usually say I'm going to put that one for sale. And I just forget to take a picture of it and put it up onto the Whatnot store. So some of those will be going up, hopefully. Like I said, I'm a procrastinator. But make sure you follow my Whatnot store with that link. That way, if whenever I do put them up, you'll be able to get first bids on those. But also, in speaking of Whatnot, I remembered that I usually keep I keep a document of all whenever I buy something from Whatnot. I keep a Google Doc with all the information, the stuff that I bought, with like the price and what the comic book was. So I am able to go back. I was able to go back and see what these comics were. I remembered I had that document. So this first stack is from Supernova Comics. He is a great seller on Whatnot. Make sure you, if you're on Whatnot, you probably already follow him if you follow me, but follow him if you don't already. He has great books for great prices. And this stack was from him from August of last year. So he's been sitting for a while. And this one here, this first one, this is a really cool variant cover. He was doing a 2 for 25 sale on the variant covers. So this first one here is um this is Axe Judgment Day #2. And this is the Unknown Comics David Nakayama Hellfire exclusive. So they did they do the Hellfire Club event every year where basically it's like the Met Gala, but for but for Marvel characters, where all the Marvel characters, usually the X-Men mostly, dress up and kind of like the Met Gala for them. And this is one of my favorite characters, X-23. X-23 is goated. If you watched the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that came out last year, you saw X-23 came back and she was older, like she is in the comics, because obviously the actress that played the little kid in Logan grew up, and so she played her. I really love X-23, and this is a great outfit for X-23. It really sums up her vibe, catches her vibe there, and I love this cover. David Nakayama is a great artist, comic book artist. So yeah, it's a really cool cover there. And then the second variant cover that I got, remember again, those were 2 for $25, is another really cool one. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. This is the Unknown Comics Ivan Tao exclusive Virgin graffiti wall variant. It's a mouthful, but it's basically the graffiti variant because as you know, in the Spider-Verse movies, graffiti is a pretty big part of Miles Morales's culture and life. He was tagging graffiti when he got bit by the spider that he wasn't supposed to get bit by. And so this is him, Miles, and Gwen there. I really love this cover. I feel like it really catches I know I said that with X-23, but I'm saying it again. It really catches the vibe of the Spider-Verse and Miles Morales and Gwen. Really cool cover there. And again, those both were 2 for $25. And this one is actually a minor key, too. It is the first appearance of Raneem, who later becomes the antagonist known as Rabble, and then the first appearance of Agent Gal, who is an NYPD cop. So a little minor key there, but mostly, obviously, I got it for the cover. Really cool cover there with Miles and Gwen, the OTP. And then this next one here. This is Tales of the Teen Titans #50. As y'all know, if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, I am collecting all of the Marv Wolfman Teen Titans comics. That includes the original New Teen Titans, the Tales of the Teen Titans, and then the second New Teen Titans series. And so this is Tales of the Teen Titans #50. This is a little minor key. It is the marriage of Wonder Girl and Terry Long. So you can see Wonder Girl there, and then Terry Long there. Terry Long is not a hero. He was like a professor who worked with Wonder Girl, and they got married. But I really like this coverage. You can see I really love Starfire's hair there. It's giving Texas housewife vibes there with the big hair. Women from Texas back in this in the 80s when this was written, or this was probably 90s actually. No, it was 85. Yeah, so back in the 80s, women from Texas be having big hair like that. Some of them still do. But I love this cover. It's a really cool cover with all of the you got all the characters in the back too in the gold. And yeah, it's a cool cover there. Very 80s vibe on that cover. This next one is another Teen Titans. This is New Teen Titans #40. Again, I'm collecting these, so these are ones that I didn't have at the time. I probably have since bought these because I forgot that I bought them, so I probably bought them again. But I think I recorded them on my Teen Titans document, so I probably didn't buy these doubles. But this is not a key. It's a cool cover though with Brother Blood there. And then this next one is there's another Teen Titans. This one I don't believe is a key either. Nope, it is Tales of the Teen Titans #49 with Dr. Light, which if you watched the OG Teen Titans animated series on Cartoon Network, Dr. Light was a pretty big, well, not big, he was a prominent villain in that series. He wasn't a very good villain, to them anyway. They usually beat him up pretty easily, but he was a prominent villain in that series. So, cool little Dr. Light cover there. And then we have an X-Men book. This one is X-Men 154, which I believe is a key. Yeah, it is a minor key. This is Uncanny X-Men 154. This is the origin of the Summers family, which includes Cyclops, Havoc, and Corsair. And I think we saw Havoc in the. Did we see Havoc in the reboot of the X-Men 97? show. I can't remember if we saw Havoc. We definitely saw Cyclops. Obviously, Cyclops is the main character. If we didn't see Havoc, we're probably gonna see him in the second season, and probably Corsair too. I would bet they'll probably bring some family drama in because that is what the X Men is. It's nothing but drama. This is a nice little newsstand copy. Nice clean copy there of sub 200 X-Men. A lot of again, I'm collecting in addition to the Teen Titans, I'm collecting the Chris Claremont X-Men issues. So that's like 80 something to, or no, I think lower than 80. So I think I think it is 80 something, 80 something to like right before Bishop was introduced. So like right before like 280 something. So like there's like 200 something issues that Chris Claremont did of the Uncanny X-Men, and I'm collecting those. And a lot of the ones I need are like sub 200, like the 80 or whatever it is, the first ones up until like 130-ish. So this is one that I needed. It's 154, a little minor key. Then we have another series I'm collecting. This one is not, or no, this one is a key. This is Avengers West Coast number 61. This is a cool cover, by the way, with Galactus. And Galactus is or no, this is a Mortis. Sorry, why did I think it was Galactus? It kind of looks like Galactus, a Mortis, and this is Scarlet Witch is revealed to be a Nexus being, which if you know Nexus being, she is a Nexus being, I think, in the MCU as well, which is one who belongs equally to all possible timelines and divergent realities. So basically, she's like the same in every universe, is what that means. This is the origin of Immortus and a cameo appearance of the Time Keepers. So, and this is a cool cover there. It has more than just the West Coast Avengers. So you can see Iron Man on there, and I think that's U.S. Agent down there in the black. I don't think that's Cap because he has the black suit, or maybe it's Cap in the black suit. I can't remember. And then Black Knight up there, who we're never gonna see. Jon Snow, Kit Harington, is supposed to be playing Black Knight. He was at the end. If you watched the Eternals movie, he was at the end of that, and he's supposed to be Black Knight. That was the sword whispering to him, which you can see the sword. Well, actually, he doesn't have the sword in this. He has like a thing, but that's the Black Knight there. I'm pretty fairly certain he's on the horse. But that's a cool character that I like, but I don't think we're ever going to see him in the MCU because the Eternals didn't do well, and they kind of forgot about that. They also introduced Harry Styles as Star Fox, which is also a cool character, but I don't think we're ever going to see him either. So, but we'll see. But anyway, a lot of cool characters on this cover. Excuse me, of Avengers West Coast 61. I am collecting I'm trying to get the glare out of this. I am collecting the Avengers West Coast series as well, because I think that's a cool series. And speaking of Avengers West Coast, Yahya Abdul-Mateen is playing Wonder Man in they're making a Wonder Man show, which is supposed to come out, I think, in November or December at the end of this year. November or December at the end of this year. And Wonder Man was a pretty big member in affiliation with the Avengers West Coast. So hopefully, if the Wonder Man show does well, Yahya Abdul-Mateen can keep playing the character, and they'll make the Avengers West Coast later on, because White Vision was in the Avengers West Coast as well, which, you know, we're getting that Vision Quest show, we're supposed to, with the White Vision that was in WandaVision, you know, the one that split from Vision, the White Vision. We're supposed to get that show, and so White Vision was also in the Avengers West Coast. So they're kind of setting up all the characters from Avengers West Coast. Hawkeye was also affiliated with them. He wasn't like an official member, I don't think, but he used to go on missions with them, if I remember correctly. So we're setting up people from Avengers West Coast. So hopefully we get Avengers West Coast, after this multiverse reboot, and, you know, Secret Wars and all that is over, and they start the next saga with the X-Men. But that's going to be a lot. You know, the X-Men got to do all the other stuff. Wow, Avengers West Coast, the Young Avengers. So we'll see what we get after that. We're definitely getting the X-Men, if nothing else. And then this last one from Supernova Comics is Thor 371. This is also a minor key. This is the first appearance of Justice Peace, who is an enforcer employed by the Time Variance Authority, also known as the TVA, which we have seen in the MCU. I don't know if we'll see this character in the MCU, because there's already so many characters. I don't think they'll introduce a new TVA character. But we did see new TVA characters in Deadpool and Wolverine, so you never know. But that is all the comics from Supernova Comics. Again, give him a follow on Whatnot. He's a really awesome seller, always has great deals. So those were from all the way back in August. This next one This is just a little one. It's just one. This one was from Silver Age Comics and Collectibles. Got a little sticker there from him. And this was actually one I won for free in a giveaway. You know, on Whatnot Day, if you're not familiar with Whatnot Day, you can run giveaways. It's a way to get more people into your stream because people like to go in there and do the giveaways, and it will bump your stream if you're doing a giveaway. But also, it's a way to get some interaction. You know, people will come in for the giveaway, and then you can, you know, have more people that might be interested in buying other comics. Usually, I buy other comics when I win a giveaway, but I was trying to bid on comics that he had for sale, but I kept getting beat on the bids. So I ended up I bid on like 10 comics and didn't win any of them. So I ended up only having the giveaway, which I hate because, you know, I've run giveaways before and you have to pay for the shipping. So basically you're paying to give this comic to somebody, which I hate. I always like to buy a comic, but I was trying to buy a comic, I just couldn't. So Silver Age, if you see this video, I tried to buy like 10 comics, but people just kept beating me in the bids. But this is X Force number 3, or sorry, 4. If you're familiar, you're probably familiar if you're a comic book collector. This is the third appearance of Deadpool. It's not a huge key because it's the third appearance, and it was a very high printed book. So a lot of people have this. I have like 3 or 4 copies of this, but you know it's cool to have another copy. I love the yellow covers, and the yellow really pops with Spider-Man's red there, and also Cable, who is sideways. And then yeah, so the yellow, I like yellow covers, so it's a cool one, and it was free, so cool giveaway win. And then the last one of the Whatnot books was from Jack Brooklyn, who is a seller on Whatnot. I haven't bought from in a while. These are from June. So yeah, literally a year ago. And this first one is She-Hulk number 5. It's not a key, but if you've been following the channel for a while, you know I like to collect the Jen Bartel covers. I love Jen Bartel. I love her art. Like, look at it. It's very like her art is very like 70s, kind of like I don't know. There's just like a cool. I just like the way it looks. You know, like look at that. And Jen is looking great here on this cover. She-Hulk. They really need to. I hope that they do She-Hulk some better justice than they did in the show. I thought the show was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay, but a lot of people don't like the She-Hulk show. I like Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, and I think that with a little bit better writing, like if she's in Doomsday or Secret Wars, hopefully, and she has a little bit better writing with the Russo brothers and Marcus and McFeely writing it, then you know she'll be a little bit more interesting of a character than she was in the show. But that one was not a key, just a Jen Bartel cover for my Jen Bartel collection. This next one is Iron Man. There's actually 2 in here. 2 on one side, or 1 on each side. The first one is Iron Man number 6. This was like a very interesting storyline. This is a key. It is the issue where Tony Stark proposes to Patsy Walker, and this is the Betsy Cola variant cover. And you can see here, this is Patsy Walker. I really like, she's a Hellcat. I like the character. It's like an old character that they brought back. And so she kind of has like the, like this, like a, you know, like a 50s, 60s vibe to her, but in modern day. So I like Patsy Walker as a character, but this arc where she got married to Tony Stark, it was basically for I forget, it was something because she's called Hellcat if you don't know, and she's basically, her powers are tied to Hell and Mephisto and all that. So I think that if I remember correctly with the storyline, there was something going on with Tony and like the undead and whatnot, so he needed to be connected to Patsy Walker, something like that. I don't remember. It was kind of like a blur, that storyline. I wasn't really interested too much in the storyline. But yeah, it was a very interesting thing. Tony Stark getting married to Patsy Walker. You can see them up there in the corner too. I like that kind of old school the box there with both of their character designs, like the old school. But yeah, I like Hellcat as a character. I like her design, and also kind of her supernatural background tied to Mephisto and Hell and all that. So very interesting. Another fire related character. Not really, but this is Thor. Or sorry, that was Iron Man 20. I said that was Thor. This is Iron Man 20. This one on the back is Thor number 9. This is the Jenny Frison Valkyrie Phoenix cover. So this is Jane Foster as Valkyrie as the Phoenix. So there's a lot going on here. It's Jane Foster as Valkyrie and as the Phoenix. But it's a really cool cover. You know, she's got the Fire of the Phoenix with the Valkyrie outfit, and it's Jane Foster. I like the design. And Jenny Frison is like Jen Bartel. Jenny Frison, I love Jenny Frison's art. It's got a very unique style to it that you don't see a lot, and I have a lot of Jenny Frison covers as well. So this has got another one for the collection, and this is actually a minor key. It's the first appearance of Dr. Donald Blake, who was in the first Thor movie and in the Avengers as well, as the Shadow of Thunder, previously Thor's human host. So a little minor key there. And then the last one here is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas. This is a Ji Hyung variant cover. Not a key, but I just like it was another variant cover that I picked up because I liked it. And all those were $2, by the way. I didn't mention the price. These were all $2. I forgot to mention the price of the other ones, but I'm not gonna go back through them. They were all like all the Supernova comic ones were like $1 to $2, and then the variant covers were 2 for $25, like I said. So yes, really good prices. And again, that was Jack Brooklyn on Whatnot. They should give him a follow as well. Always has great prices. And that is all of the Whatnot books. So now we'll get into the Ollie's mystery packs. So if you're not familiar, Ollie's is a discount department store. They basically have overstock stuff, and they do have comics as well there. I've done videos in the past on different books and comics that I've got from Ollie's. I've gotten some absolute editions from there for pretty good prices as well if you hit them on a good day. But they also sell these like resealed extra comics, and they're $6.99 or $5.99 for a pack of six. So basically $1 a comic, $1 for six comics for $1 each. And usually it's like fluff and whatnot, but you might get one or two like minor keys. And I opened up the packs to go through to check, and basically, yeah, there's only two keys, and then but there's some interesting books in here. So we'll go over the keys and then go through the rest of the fluff, if you will. The first one is Deathlock #1. I have a couple copies of this, but I really like this cover because it's that shiny '90s cover, classic '90s cover here. Classic '90s hero is Deathlock. I'd really love to see Deathlock in Marvel one day. We're obviously not going to get him anytime soon, but maybe one day in the future we could get Deathlock. He's a very '90s character, but I love him so much. Very not very like if you had to sum up the '90s in a character, I'd either do Venom or Deathlock or Cable. Cable, Venom, and Deathlock and Deadpool are like the '90s comics summed up in a character. And then the second one, and that's the first ongoing solo featuring Deathlock is the key there. It's a little minor key, Deathlock's first comic. And then this one is the second appearance of a minor hero known as Hitman. This is also a very '90s thing here. You can see Superman with the Jerry curl. That's another way you could sum it up, is Superman's Jerry curl, the Dan Jurgens Superman. Yeah, so this was like a 2-issue miniseries, a little fun little miniseries. But that is the second appearance of a little minor, I believe he's tied to Batman a little bit, minor hero there named Hitman. And then we also have Daredevil 297. This is not a key, but I like this cover, and it's, I love this era of Daredevil. Like the first Daredevil series, this like era of Daredevil is probably my favorite. And a lot of what we got in the show is based out of stuff from this era. So that's a cool one there. Then we have Darkhold #2. I'm not as familiar with this series, and it's not a key, but a little fluff there. We also have an indie comic, Beasts of Burden: The Presence of Others. It's a Dark Horse comic. Never heard of this comic. But this is #1, so I could read it. Maybe I'll get into it. Then we actually had a couple of these. So you'll see it again later. Gloomhaven Fall in Line. I have no clue what this is. It's a Source Point Press comic, so a little indie comic here. Another indie comic here. We have Gene Roddenberry's Lost Universe. You might know Gene Roddenberry. He created Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry. Roddenberry. Wow, why did I say Roddenberry? Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry is the creator of Star Trek, and this is a comic based on his other creation, Lost Universe. Then we have Freak Force, which is an image comic. which kind of evokes, if you know Cyforce from Image Comic, I think it's supposed to be like a play on that. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like it. Then we have one that's not a key, but it is a character that is very popular, Usagi Yojimbo. Now, I never got into Usagi Yojimbo. I'm not really a ninja guy. Like, your guys are gonna hate me, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I didn't get into as a kid. I got more into them as an adult. So I was never really into like the ninja comics other than Daredevil. But even Daredevil I didn't really get into until I was an adult. The only really ninja I was into was Robin in the Teen Titans series because he was kind of a ninja, especially when he was Red X, and Deathstroke was kind of a ninja in that too. But yeah, the ninja comics I never really got into, but I know a lot of people like Usagi Yojimbo. This one's not a key, but Usagi Yojimbo's like a really older character from like the 80s. But this is not from the 80s, obviously. This is a newer issue from IDW. But yeah, Usagi Yojimbo's a popular character. I just never got into him. But let me know down in the comments if you like Usagi Yojimbo and if I should get into him. This is another Gloomhaven Fallen Lion, which I have no clue what this is. It kind of reminds me, you guys know the Redwall books with the rats? It reminds me of that. It looks like that kind of vibe with the rats and the kingdom and all that. I really loved that series. I keep hearing they're supposed to be making a movie of it, but it's like stuck in development hell. They never make the movie. But I'd really love to see that. I was like super into that series as a kid. And they had an animated TV show that was really good as well that I liked. And then this last one here is giant-sized mini comics, kind of a oxymoron there, giant-sized mini comics from Eclipse Comics. But it is an interesting cover. I like that. So that is all of the books in the both of the Ollie's Mystery Pack. So nothing major. You're not expecting anything major from repackaged comics. But I like that Deathlock issue. I always like to see 90s comics, and I do collect those like shiny 90s covers, even though I already have a Deathlock issue. We'll put that in there with them. Let me know what you thought of the surprise mail call and the Ollie's comics down in the comments below. It was a surprise for both you and me. I got to go back and relive some of the memories of myself bidding for those comics on Whatnot and going through Ollie's looking for different comics. But let me know what you thought of the books down in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more comic book and pop culture talk. And I will see y'all another day.